Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday and happy Christmas Eve if you are celebrating Christmas this year. If not, happy holiday season and happy close to end of 2020 to us all. This is the second to last happy hour at home on behalf of the San Diego Brewers Guild that we'll be doing in 2020. But we will still be doing it next week here, same time, same place, 4 p.m. Pacific time at SD Brewers on Instagram. So be sure to join us next week as well as we wrap up 2020. We have been doing this Instagram live stream series since April 1st, 2020, which is kind of wild to think about. So I am really appreciative of everybody who has joined us, whether it's your first time or your 31st time. Thank you so much for making this series possible with us. I am Beth Demmin, local beer writer and journalist here in San Diego on behalf of the San Diego Brewers Guild. Every week we check in with a number of different places in and around San Diego beer to check in with them, see how they're doing, how we as a community can support them, and just talk about some of the things that are going on. So we have 8 days until New Year's. We have 27 days until the presidential inauguration and just over 100 days until my birthday. So, start shopping now. But I think this week I would love for us to just appreciate this next hour or so, give or take, for what it is. And what it is a chance to hear from some good folks who are doing great things in an otherwise crappy year. So that's always a super fun thing, super positive. I'm really looking forward to the guests that we are going to have on today. We've got quite a range of people and topics that we're going to be talking about. So first up, we're going to have Jesse from Big Table, which is a San Diego operation that supports service industry folks here. And so we're going to talk about how they're doing that this year. We are going to then check in with Virginia Morrison from Second Chance Beer Company for holiday news and some other juicy tidbits about the lawsuit towards Governor Newsom with the California Craft Brewers Association, which is our statewide nonprofit trade organization who lobbies and advocates on behalf of the craft brewing industry. So we're going to see what sparked that and how that is going, as much as legal discussions ongoing can be talked about. Then we are going to hop over to Barrio Logan to talk to Carmen at Mujeres Brew House. We've had her on before. Always fantastic. Always great to see what they are doing. And we're going to talk about their holiday market that is happening tonight at the location by as part of Bread and Salt in Barrio Logan, and other things I'm sure we'll talk about too. And then we're going to wrap things up with Chuck Silva, the former Green Flash brewmaster and now owner brewer of Silva Brewing in Paso Robles up in the Central Coast. So we are sticking mostly close to San Diego, but we always have a couple geographical outliers, which is super duper fun. And he's OG, so it's like totally cool to have him on here. But before we get too far, obviously we got to know what we're drinking. Hopefully I'm not drinking alone. It's always depressing when I am, but you guys tend to come through for me. I'm going to turn on my fan because it's a little bit hot in here. Sorry about my messy house, but quarantine. I'm taking the day off for Christmas. But anyway, we've got an old favorite brewery, Society. We're going to do the Beer for the People. They're, Good for the Public IPA, 6.5%. Crisp, light, and peachy is how they describe it. And from what I recall, the last one was super duper peachy. Not in an unpleasant or overdone way at all, but definitely the highest tasting note in terms of the hop profile. So thank you so much for not letting me ever drink alone. I appreciate that. But let's have a sip of this. I mean, literally Society knows what the hell they're doing. They know what they're doing. And just if there's one great thing that has happened recently in the craft beer scene, it is Society canning. Thank you for doing that, because I am just really appreciative. And it was between this or a Ponto today, which it was kind of a win-win for me, but I had 2 of these left and 3 of the Pontos. So I was like, well, before my husband gets to it, I gotta have my Society. So I did stop myself from having a heady topper because San Diego got a huge drop this week. They're all over the place. But you know, heady topper, hazy crazy, but that's always a good one too if you find yourself in Vermont. But a little bit of news before we bring on Jesse from Big Table. Thank you so much for requesting to be on here. I appreciate that. I have seen that a couple of my guests are already logged on. Be sure that you are on a mobile phone, not desktop. Otherwise, I won't be able to add you when it's your turn. So if you are on a desktop, go ahead and just log out and then log back in. But you guys are doing great. Love you so much. But news, if you celebrate Christmas, only one more shopping day. I guess you can't go shopping on Christmas. 1.5 more days. Get on it. You do not have time to shop on Amazon anymore for free 2-day shipping, so just go ahead and not do that. You still definitely have some local small business options left. Carmen and I are going to talk about it a little bit later, but the Mujeres Brewhouse holiday market is happening tonight from 5 to 9, so obviously a great option. You know, your local bottle shops, Bottlecraft, Vine and Vine, etc., are definitely still open, I think, until at least like midday tomorrow, so be sure to check social media and see if you need any more last minute craft beer gifts for the craft beer lover in your life. The San Diego Brewers Guild job board, sdbeer.com, is the Brewers Guild resource for employees, owners, enthusiasts, and everybody in between. If you have any questions about the latest regulations or legislative changes, or just want to know what's going on in San Diego craft beer, sdbeer.com is going to be your best resource, and there is a job board on there as well. So whether you are hiring or looking to be hired in the San Diego craft beer scene, please do check that out. sdbeer.com. It is going to be kind of your one-stop shop for figuring out what is happening. Hello. Hello, Estella. Thank you so much for waving. I'm assuming that I'm going to be adding Carmen and not you, but maybe one of you will request to be on here. Otherwise, I'll just add whichever one of you is there, but we'll see that. But before we talk about the CCBA lawsuit with Virginia, which is like exciting and very juicy, Monday night, Congress passed the permanent, I'm reading this because I don't know it off the top of my head, the permanent federal excise tax reform for cideries, meaderies, distilleries, breweries, etc., etc. So it was introduced originally in 2017 on a 2-year basis, and it was renewed for another year. It was set to expire this month, and thank you so much for the kombucha. There is no vowels in that acronym until the very end. In the COVID relief bill, they're now permanent. You know, now that I'm reading it out loud, didn't Trump just veto? I don't know. But it seems like there's probably good news for tax reform as far as craft beer and breweries nationwide go. So let's stay tuned to sdbeer.com and see what the Brewers Guild has to confirm about that, because they are going to do a much better job of keeping up with all of those things than me personally. But yeah, if you have a question or a resource that you don't see on the website, but you would like to have addressed, email info@sdbeer.com. They get back to you super fast. It's not me, but it's other great people, so that's super good. Before I bring on Jesse at Big Table, remember this is interactive. I see your questions. I see your comments. If they are good and interesting, I will include them, and if they're not, I'll just blow past them. But feel free to shoot your shot, and maybe you'll get on here, and that would be great. I love to know what people are drinking. I love to know what people are thinking. So feel free to ask either me or any of my guests a question, and we will get to it if I feel like it or if it's good. But without further ado, let's bring on Jesse. I've never met him, so it's face to face, sort of virtually. Waiting. There we go, connecting. Hello, how's it going?
Hello, nice to meet you.
I know, I love it when I meet people for the first time on here, because I'm just like, it's going to be so weird when we see each other in real life, but who knows when that'll be. I might look totally different. I'll have all gray hair by then.
I'll have a mask. Yeah. And this is so nice to not be wearing a mask, so I'm so grateful for this.
It is nice. We've had a couple people on who are on site at their breweries, and they've had to wear masks, and I'm just like, I have no idea what you're saying, because I cannot see your mouth move, and I really need that. So this is very convenient, and I am loving it. But before we dive, like, right, we're just chatting like we're old friends. Why don't you do a quick intro, who you are and what you do, a little background on Big Table.
Yeah, so my name is Jesse Vigil. I'm the city director for Big Table in San Diego. And what we get to do is we get to care for people that are going through crisis that work in the restaurant, hospitality, food and beverage industry. And we actually launched in Spokane, Washington in 2009. We launched our second city in Seattle in 2015, and we just launched last year in San Diego in 2019. And so we get to come alongside individuals that are going through a rough time and see how we can support them. We focus on really just diving into people's lives and letting them know, like, hey, we're here for you. We know that you have you do an amazing job for the industry, and we just want to come alongside to see how we can help. There's no judgment, and we just we just give a crap about this industry. And so yeah, last year we helped out, when we first launched, we helped out 67 individuals, which is great. We help out with like rent and groceries, counseling, whatever the case may be. And this year, since COVID has hit, we've helped out. Our number was 725 today as we end the
Today?
year.
Wow.
Today.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay, wow, you guys like
Throughout 2020.
got it. Okay. Still unbelievably impressive. I mean, I gotta ask, so you guys, this wasn't sparked by COVID. What made the organization decide to launch and focus on hospitality and, addressing the issues there specifically?
Yeah, so basically our executive director, his name's Kevin Finch. He was actually working as a food critic up in Spokane. And so he was just a patron of great food and great drinks. And so he actually just started writing on it and started to see behind the scenes. And he started to see, like, wow, this is a tough industry. Realizing that people that work in this industry are working nights and weekends and holidays. And he just asked he asked a bartender, and he was like, hey, how's your day going? And she's like, big smile on her face. It's great. But he could like sense, there's something more going on. And so he kind of picked at her, and she was like, well, to be very honest, I haven't seen my kid in a couple of days. The back of the house, so we have a new guy that's working the line and messing up all the orders, and my tips haven't been great today. It's been rough.
Yep.
And so he started seeing more and more of that, just building relationships with individuals that work in the industry. And as he started seeing that, he was like, man, I needed to do something about this. So he wanted to donate towards a nonprofit that cared for the hospitality industry. And he did a search with the IRS, and there were 1.5 million nonprofits registered with the IRS. There were about 30,000 that focused on dogs and cats, which is wonderful, great. I love dogs, I love cats. But there were 0 that focused on the 2 largest industries: restaurants, hotels, hospitality. So he wanted to do something about it and started Big Table. Had this idea of creating community around a shared meal. We actually have a big, giant table. It's about 50 feet long. We do an industry dinner 3 times a year, and we invite 48 people that work in the industry, whether they work in hotels, restaurants, bars, wherever. And we provided a 6 to 8 course meal prepared by one of San Diego's top chefs, and just create community around a shared meal. All the food and drinks are donated, and it's a pretty beautiful night just to create community. And so now we build relationships with individuals, and we find out, hey, if there's something going on, how can we help? And ever since COVID has hit, like I said, we've helped out over 700 people, and we've been really focusing on people keeping a roof over their head by paying a portion of their rent, and we've been paying for groceries. Has been the primary need since COVID hit.
Well, and I feel like that's a really, like, absolutely unbelievably amazing initiative. And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but COVID has not done anything but exacerbate kind of the existing inequality that already existed within hospitality. So, we're sort of poised on this precipice of like, are we on the cusp of change? Like, can there be fundamental things that are being addressed at the core of these issues or are we kind of, is our hospitality and restaurant and current tipping system and things like that, are we too dug in? I mean, what are your thoughts on how the pandemic and our addressing of the issues going to change, if at all, in the future?
Well, I think one of the upsides of this whole pandemic, it's putting a spotlight on the industry of seeing there is inequality with wages, with tips, and
Mm-hmm.
people getting paid minimum wage. Like that's like who can survive in San Diego, let alone anywhere else,
Right,
on minimum wage? Like it's impossible. So
right.
I think it is definitely putting a spotlight on it. And I guess if there's any upsides, any like bright sides to this whole thing, it's seeing like, hey, this is a tough and vulnerable industry. We're
Yeah.
seeing, breweries and bars and restaurants close like
Mm-hmm.
every single day.
Yeah.
And so like there's got to be something to be done about it. Like, we're a small nonprofit trying to help as many people as we can. There's 194,000 hospitality workers in San Diego,
Yeah.
and we helped out 700 of them, which is great, but there's
Mm.
so much more need. There's
Right.
so many people that are just right on the edge. And so, yeah, I mean, something needs to be done, and we're advocating for fair wages. We're advocating for just support for this industry because it's vulnerable.
Absolutely. And I think that the one thing, kind of where we're at right now, even literally just today, is we see a very divergent actions taken in terms of people like, we're going to stay open and like come if you want to, but stay home if you don't. But like, we have to do this. And then there's people who are like, we are worried about the health and safety of our staff and patrons, so we are going to close and take the chance. But really, this is all like, everything that's being addressed is all very surface level, and the core things that need to change are at a much higher level. Like, the consumer, we as consumers should not be responsible for whether a business survives COVID-19 or not. Like, this should be coming from the government, and it's simply not. So what can we as consumers do, even small action things? What are some things that we as consumers can do to help boost your efforts and just help boost hospitality and move it in a direction that is going to be more sustainable for their employees? How can we help?
Well, I think just us as consumers need to first get out of the server servant mentality
Mm-hmm.
when we are consuming and we are going out to bars and restaurants and breweries, and so that's number one. I mean, as far as our efforts, like we're trying to take the burden off of the taxpayer,
Yeah.
um, by providing a service that the government is not providing, which is really ridiculous. And regardless of what side is like, we should stay open, we should defy, or we should need to close, and we need to be safe
Right.
for our people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Regardless of whatever side, like something has to be done. And
Yeah.
as far as us, I don't know, like what I don't have the answer of what we need to do, but I mean, us at Big Table, we're trying to do all we can to just sustain and help our people. But as we are caring for more individuals, we don't know how long this is going to last. If there's any
Yeah.
level of support anyone could do, like the more support that we have, the more support we can give to our people.
Yep.
And be happy. For a shameless plug, go to our website, big-table.com, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a give link on there, which would be super supportive. But yeah, I think we just need to continue to support in any way that we can, as far as loving on this industry. The reason why we gather, the reason why you exist, is because of this beautiful industry, which is hurting right now. And we just need to come alongside and see how we can support the breweries, the small businesses, the bars and restaurants to, you know, do takeout. You can only do takeout for so long,
Yeah.
but it's just difficult. It's a difficult season.
Yep. Super, super difficult, and not a shameless plug at all, because that was absolutely my next question. How can people find you? So big-table.com. Be sure to give this holiday season and beyond. Jesse, so great to talk to you. I might be emailing you just to like talk about this stuff later, but I really
Totally.
appreciate checking in and letting us know how we can help out this holiday season. And I hope you have a very good holiday season as well. Cheers.
Cheers. Go to Groundswell on Third Avenue in Chula Vista. It's legit.
Deal. No
All right.
problem. All right.
Bye.
Take care. Thanks so much. All right. That was Jesse at Big Table, big-table.com. Be sure to check out their initiatives to help support hospitality workers in San Diego and beyond. I love that. I love that. I mean, I could talk smack about those in power all day, but at the end of the day, every little bit that we can do as consumers is greatly appreciated, especially during this season. But we are going to keep things going. We're going to bring on Virginia from Second Chance, and we're going to keep talking about legislation, politics, all those, fun, light, easy breezy stuff. Oh, hi, I've got two of you. This is great. What a treat. I was like, can I hear you? No.
Yeah, you got both of us.
Double teaming.
Huh? There we go.
Hello, happy Wednesday, happy Christmas Eve to you both.
I know.
Yes.
How did it happen? I'm just still like mind blown that it's the 23rd. I'm already getting deals on ornaments and decorations.
Day after Christmas, girl, I am ready for those sales for sure. That is me. But I feel like we have so much to talk about. I'm so, especially like right after that segment, just talking about hospitality, talking about who we should be addressing instead of just like kind of putting band-aids on the shit show that is 2020 in beer and beyond. How can we make sure that this doesn't happen again? Who are the people responsible? Who are the people who need to be held accountable? What can we do? You are doing that. You are holding people accountable. Can you, whatever details you can give us? I mean, I'm not a lawyer, and I know somebody here is. Ongoing legislation are iffy, but tell me about what is happening.
Yeah, so in true lawyerly fashion, I joined with I think 5 other breweries and the California Craft Brewers Association, breweries all over the state of California, to sue the governor and the California Department of Public Health for one of the many messed up things about this year. But this one really just has no basis in reason. So right, let's say a month ago, if you were to go out and go to a winery, you would not have to purchase a meal. But if you come to the brewery, you would. And so that is, well, it's unfair. It's illogical. And it also just happens to be unconstitutional.
Love it. Yeah, I have my own like personal issues with just like going to the Constitution for everything. But yeah, in a minute. But we will not get into that today because we only have 10 minutes. But it's just like, yeah, I love like what fall is doing, is do as I say, not as I do IPA. Like I love that as a form of kind of like tongue-in-cheek, peaceful protest type thing. But in terms of making sure that these things don't happen again and holding the people accountable who are responsible for the absolute fuck-uppery that has perpetuated itself throughout 2020. I mean, this is the type of thing that has to be, this is the type of step that has to be taken. We can vote with our dollars, et cetera, but like in terms of immediate addressing of the issues that are affecting people today, December 23rd, like it has to be done. So what made you decide to take that step? I mean, you're a lawyer, so you're more well versed in the options in terms of this type of initiative, but was it just that, like, no, somebody had to do something and you felt like you were in the place to do it? Like, how did it kind of come about?
So the California Craft Brewers Association, the CCBA, has been leading this effort, and they have been in discussions with the governor's office and the CDPH, whatever that acronym is, the California Department of Public Health, for months, trying to get them to give a justification, any justification for the disparate treatment. And maybe like a month before the lawsuit was filed, they finally wrote a letter and tried to provide justification for it, and it was bunk. So that was then what gave us the, we're suffering irreparable harm, and we've gone through all these measures to try to address it short of bringing a lawsuit.
Yeah. And I mean, Los Angeles, the Brewers Guild went through the same thing where it was like, we don't understand why we are being treated differently than other counties and things like that. So, and there's just no explanation given. And so, yeah, I mean, when do you expect, is there even any way to expect a reply resolution to this? Or is it just like so early on that it's impossible to tell?
No, I mean, honestly, our biggest hope is that the governor will come to us and talk about a reasonable resolution, which is just eliminate the meal requirement when we are allowed to reopen. Like, we're not talking about whether we should be able to be open right now or like basic safety measures.
Right.
But let's be honest, a meal has nothing to do with safety. It actually requires you to have your mask on longer and your mouth to be moving more. There's no reasonable basis for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
ideally, he comes to the table. If not, we'll bring an injunction. Probably most people in San Diego have heard about that these days because of how things transpired last week. But yeah, then hopefully the court would put an immediate stay to it, and then potential litigation. But we're willing to go all the way.
my heart is pounding. Like, I'm very excited about this. Like, damn the man. We need, this is to me the ideal way to hold the true people responsible, accountable, without making it the consumer's responsibility, whether that be just kind of indicated subconscious or consciously, because this is not like me as a person, a consumer, a drinker, a person who likes to go to restaurants. Like, it's not my fault or responsibility. I'm gonna do what I can, but I'm the person, and this is to see inequity so obviously and so blatantly, doled out is just it's just, we shouldn't stand for it, and you're not standing for it. You're speaking for everybody. I love that. I don't want to leave this on just like a hell yeah, like good for you lawsuit stuff. Like, I would love to talk about some of the stuff that Second Chance is doing over the next couple of weeks, over the next holiday season, what we can expect in 2021. Like, what's happening? That's good.
Here's my girl Tori to tell you all about that.
Tell me.
I mean, we're ebbing and flowing, I guess, with everything that's going on, and the constant changes and this and that. We're doing our best to provide lots of fun deals and like specials going on in the tasting room. We just finished up our Better Days, ahead 2021's coming, screw 2020 kind of thing. We just wrapped that up and sold through all that stuff, and we're coming up with creative ways to keep things fun and engaged in this holiday season. We've got some killer deals going on in our barrel age program right now. Like, no better time to be bringing out some of this good stuff. So right now we've got a bundle on the gingerbread man and our s'mores one, so which we're actually enjoying right now.
Heck
So no better time to kind of bring out some of these things that are going to bring smiles to people's faces, and offer a little bit of a deal and bundles to kind of remind everyone that we're here and we're ready to support, and thank you for supporting us.
Absolutely. What are your holiday hours for people who want to pick up a thing, last minute Christmas or New Year's, what have you?
Yeah, so we'll be closed on Christmas Day, but we're going to be open tomorrow, 12 to 5 p.m. in Carmel Mountain and 12 to 7 p.m. in North Park. So come check us out, say hi. And then on New Year's, we'll be open 12 to 7 p.m. as well. Or actually, did we change that? No, 12 to 7 p.m. as well on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve.
All subject to change, of course. like more than a week away.
Yeah, it could be changed by the time we're off this live stream, but we'll work with what we've got. But just to really quickly wrap things up, is there anything that the San Diego beer community can do to support the efforts of the ongoing lawsuit and legislation, or is it just like it's already in motion? What is there something that we can do to support it?
Oh, it's already in motion, but 100%. I would love for people to just bombard Newsom's office with like expressions of confusion and anger and disappointment, and specifically reference this meal requirement that's being applied to breweries and not wineries. Like, that kind of support is what could bring him to the table to make this go away.
Well, hopefully not the French laundry table, because he already did that. Not so good. And honestly, part of that was just me being jealous. I was like, I haven't eaten there. Like, fuck you. I want to eat there.
I couldn't get a reservation there if I wanted to.
Dang, dude.
Did you see, by the way, they got $2.2 million in PPP money?
Talking about PPP is a whole other thing that we should be talking about. So you and me will talk about that later, because I have thoughts. But let's end on a positive. Where can people keep up with everything happening at Second Chance?
Right on our social media. Honestly, we are always responsive and we're up to date and we're sharing everything that we're doing, keeping up to date with the lawsuits and all the things that are going on as well. So please just follow us on social media. We'll keep you in the know.
Second chance beer.
Second chance beer. Can't beat it. Thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to hearing how this plays out. It was great to see you
Merry
both.
Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Holiday. All right. And we did have a question. What is the best way to reach out to the governor? I'm assuming it's email his office. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I would just Google it and find out, or calling his office. I know that under California law, they have to make themselves their phone number and emails available. And I'm sure they've got assistants, but whatever. But yeah, Google. They never return your emails. I'm sure they don't. But yeah, if you've got like an auto dialer or something on your phone, let's just bombard them. And I don't want to say like ruin his Christmas, but like definitely annoy him. Be that squeaky wheel. Email him, call him, write a letter, do a postcard, like whatever. Let's keep Newsom accountable. Yeah, on the California government website. I appreciate that, and hopefully I'll be able to find something. Maybe we'll post it, and maybe we'll come up with like a cool hashtag or something. But I can't believe I just said cool hashtag. I'm so sorry, everybody. But we're gonna keep things going. We're gonna see if Carmen is available. Estella, I see you on here, but I don't see Carmen Umajeres. Should I be adding you? Let me know. And maybe while you are deciding, and I'm just going to try to add you. And if not, you can just say, you can deny my request. That would be totally fine. Yeah, damn the man. Like, screw politics, screw politicians. Like, this is garbage. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything but spend money.
Hey, sorry. I'm driving.
Hey, man, what being
That's why I was like, it's supposed to be Carmen on right now, but it's all good.
Yeah, like, that's cool. That's cool. Like, I won't hold it against you if you're not making like great eye contact.
Yeah.
So
yeah, sorry. Hi.
Thank you for joining. Love that you are making time.
Yeah.
You're like a multitasking queen today. That's amazing.
I'm trying.
Thank God. I would.
But yeah,
drinking, but thank God.
Carmen's. I've got Dr. Pepper. I'm good.
There.
So yeah, Carmen's setting up the event tonight, so I'm assuming it slipped her mind or whatever. But yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Well, that, and I was like, oh, 5 to 9. And I'm like, oh shit, that's like a half hour from now. Like, never mind.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So
tell me about the market. What is happening?
Well, we just saw the need in all these vendors that usually have spots to vend at, especially right now during the holidays.
Yeah.
And we have this big old parking space.
Yeah.
So why not, And we just kind of did like a last minute Noche Buena market. And luckily we got about 16 different vendors that are like, yes, we literally put this together this week.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a bunch of different food vendors, but there's also going to be a lot of crafters and, stuff like that. There's going to be tamales, there's going to be birria, crepes, cheese boards, and just like baking goods and, jewelry and just like a bunch of different things. And we do have a new release today of a beer that we actually collaborated with Border X Brewing and Atrevida Brewing, which is another female-owned brewery out of Colorado Springs. And Jessica, the owner, she's actually from Barrio Logan as well. So that was pretty cool. And I just found out this week that she is cousins with Joanne, the owner of Machete, which I didn't know. So yeah.
Well, what's
very small world. It's a golden ale. It is a rompope. Do you know what rompope is?
I do not, because I am painfully.
Yeah. So pretty much every Mexican household, you grow up with a bottle of rompope, which is the easiest way to say it is it's like an eggnog, kinda, and it has a nun on the side of the bottle. Yeah, like you have to have the one that has the nun on the bottle, It's a specific one called Santa Clara. And anyway, so if you see our special crawler labels that we did, actually it has a nun on it. So just so people understand why that is, that it looks like that. Sorry. Okay, I just parked. All right. But yeah, but it's a collaboration that Border X has done a few times already with Atrevida Brewing.
Mhm.
So we just decided to join in this year, and and we also have the spiced amber that we released a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
It's called Nuestra Señora, and really excited about that beer. It's really, really good. I mean, I don't know.
Frank, it's
Thank you. Yeah. So, if you guys just want to come out tonight, 5 to 9, do some last minute shopping. We're doing free gift wrapping as well. And we just want people to come out, be safe, obviously, wear a mask. We will be outside. We will do social distancing. We are going to have, antibacterial when you walk in and all that stuff. But we're having a couple deals on our merch as well. So if you need to pick up any last minute gifts for somebody who wants some beer stuff, maybe like a nice hoodie,
Hey,
go for it.
it's $5. I mean, can't beat it.
Yeah, for sure. You just got to mention the ad to get that tote for $5. And it's just, a nice canvas tote. And just please come out and support all these local vendors because, they need help as much as all the breweries do. So, we thought we'd give them a space. So, yeah.
I love that you just said we would give them a space because one of the big things that Mujeres is kind of built on, like foundationally, is like making a space for people for whom there has not historically or traditionally been a space. And Mujeres, like you and Carmen have been like raking in the well-deserved accolades lately. Like,
oh, thanks. Yeah, thank you, by the way, for one of those, friend, because I was like, wait a minute, the same day they both came in? Oh, sorry. The same day they both came in. I happened to get the Imbibe magazine. We're one of 75, basically Imbibe 75, and it's crazy,
I mean,
It's just amazing.
groundbreaking. It's groundbreaking stuff. I actually need to talk to you just like totally separately later. I've said that to everybody so far.
Okay.
It's always so
Okay.
about a little podcast for Good Beer Hunting, but like that's totally not this, so it's fine. That's fine. But
All
the
right.
whole point is like you guys are doing something really revolutionary. People are really starting to take notice, and I'm just like, if you guys haven't been, if anybody watching has not been to Mujeres yet, and you're in San Diego, like go tonight. Go tonight. Quick question: do you still have any of that Pilsner on?
We do have the Pilsner, the Chicana Pilsner. Yes,
So
ma'am.
no joke. I see Cheeseman is watching. I told him this the other day. I was like, it is one of the best Pilsners, hands down, I've had in my entire life. Like, straight up fire. It is such a good Pilsner.
Thank you, friend. Yeah, he was there the other day, sent me a picture because I wasn't there. Like the one day I wasn't there, he went. So I'm sorry, Cheeseman, but yeah, we've got 9 beers on right now. So, and a kombucha, in case you're not a drinker. It is not a hard kombucha. It's just a regular kombucha through Bootstrap, another locally owned, female-owned business. So, trying to support as many as possible. But, come down. We have crowlers to go, obviously. We do make micheladas to go as well.
Mhm.
So, you can grab a michelada and, go have your little drinky drink wherever you want. As soon as it's out the door, it's none of my business where you drink it. So, yeah.
Hey man, there's a list of parks on like the San Diego website where you are allowed to drink beer. It's like Silver Strand Park,
Absolutely.
Balboa Park.
Mhm.
Like go with that,
Yep.
man. Like what you want. So I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Holiday Market, Mujeres Brew House tonight, 5 to 9. So, like 20 minutes from now, it kicks off. Where can people find you on social media to keep up with the amazing work that you guys are doing?
Instagram is our best thing. It's brew_house. And same thing, Facebook. You can like our page on Facebook, but Instagram honestly is the better place to reach out to anything. And please come visit. I'm actually clocking out from the day job and heading over there right now. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Well, I super duper appreciate you making time. I know that you guys have been like inundated with people just hitting you up because like you attention nationally and internationally is happening. So thank you so much for making some time for us today. And I'm sure I will see you soon. I hope you have a great, great, great holiday.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, that was Estella Mujeres Brew House in Barrio Logan, and amazing stuff over there. Like, you really should be paying attention because they are going to change the face and the culture of craft beer in such a positive way. I just can't say enough nice things about it. But we're gonna wrap things up with Chuck Silva, which I'm so excited about. OG San Diegan. He left, but he's still in our hearts. Left San Diego, not the live stream.
Hey,
Hey, bud, how's it going?
it's good. We were just setting up for canning. Let's see. You see Dylan behind
Oh,
our little giddy up. Let's see if you can see this
oh, I love it when we get a little brewery tour on these. This is
thing.
great.
Hey, Doc. So yeah, the new cans, canner, little 2-spout filler, and then just the October design single seamer. But anyway, we're just getting ready to roll out our second flavor of hard seltzer. Of all things.
Oh, 2 flavors. You're going full tilt on that. What's
Oh well, yeah, we got a third in the wings too. So
Yeah.
as soon as we can get to it.
Hey man, you want to stay open, you better get into the seltzer game. So smart.
That's what I hear.
Hey man, I got some of the second chance seltzers in my fridge right now, and they are pretty good, if I do say so.
You know, I've tasted the seltzers that were out in the market, and I said to myself, I was like, if I can't do a better job than that, then you know, they just tasted horrible to me. I'm sorry, but
No, that's
I said to my wife, who was pressing me to do it, and I said, MJ, I said, you know, if I can figure out how to make it clean, and you know, and the seltzer tastes good on its own, then we'll do it. And
yeah.
so I figured it out. We have a great base.
Yeah.
Took more of a winemaker's approach, if you will, because it's just sugar without the grains.
Yeah.
It's not cooked, and like, you know, we go through the boil, and we do add the hops, and so it's kind of, you know, cooked and seasoned with hops is what a beer is compared to a seltzer, which is not at all that.
Yeah.
So I looked at it more as a wine.
What are the flavors that you have available?
The seltzers, it's Mojito Blast. So mojito with lime and mint.
Sweet.
And then, the newest one is Paloma Blast. So
Ooh.
grapefruit and agave.
Love that.
And then the next one we're calling G Fizz. So botanicals, terpenes with Meyer lemon.
I am very excited about that one in particular. When is that going to hit shelves specifically in San Diego so I can try some?
I don't have any of it in shelves in San Diego yet, so I haven't worked that out. But I do have some beer landing. Actually, today it landed.
Today.
So actually, the first beer I sent to San Diego in the cans, which we just started canning in April, over at Vine and Vine. So thank you, Joey, for that.
Thanks.
Yeah, and then Best Damn Beer Shop brought some in, and they've sold through their stuff, I'm sure, months ago. But I finally contacted Wildcraft, and I know Brian and some folks over there, and
Yeah.
So Matt took some in down at Liberty Station, Liberty Public Market, and then Stephanie brought in some over in Solana. So we've got 4 beer flavors over there, including our Yakima Express, our fresh release of the Imperial IPA, a hazy IPA, Galaxy on Rye. Galaxy, whoop! It's tasting fantastic. And then, if you had told me 5 years ago I'd be making hazy beer, I'd be punching you in the face probably.
Hazies and seltzers.
And seltzers, exactly. Yeah, but I'm not making any Pop-Tart beers, so just saying.
No pastry stouts yet? Or, well, there's still time. 2021, who knows?
I still got Silva Stout. We did a vanilla version of it. That's maybe about as far as I'll go.
Which is hilarious because like 10 years ago, I would be like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. And now it's just like, oh, you don't have 4 adjuncts in it? Like, pfft, that's child's play.
Exactly.
Well,
I'm over here pouring myself a beer.
good. Good for
But
you. What are you pouring?
this is the Galaxy on Rye, and we've been rather enjoying it. So it's got a nice light color. The body is awesome. We still use some oats in it, and then actually it has over 20% rye. So it's under 30%, but it's over 20. So it's like 22 or 25 or something like that.
I know.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste spicy like some rye beers can. But really, what it does is it adds to the silky texture. Interestingly enough, and so anyway, cheers.
Yeah, see, I'm keen to try that because rye beer, my palate, I'm just like it's very easy to go overboard with rye, and now I'm always interested because when it's done right, oh, it is just exceptional.
I'm so intrigued by this, and I don't. Well, the interesting thing is, Galaxy has its own spice flavor. Here I am at curbside.
Mm-hmm.
Just do a single pop-up tent,
there you go.
roll-up door, and then usually this would be beer garden, except for the closure order.
Yep.
And we decided to abide by the closure order, just in light of the insane numbers of the hospitalizations and stuff, and it's climbing here too.
Yeah,
I might need to
yeah. All of California.
Signal, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. All of California not looking great. So I personally appreciate you taking a step back. I know that is obviously a humongously difficult decision for any business to make. And I mean, you know, you've been up there for a couple years now, but what's the beer like?
The beer scene's bumping up. We've actually been in Paso Robles now for 5 years. And
which is awesome.
The brewery's been open for 4 years. We just celebrated our 4th anniversary. Believe that? 4 years open already. You can see into the brewery here.
Yeah. Very cool. How do you ever come back down to San Diego? Or, like you're running an empire up there.
Yeah, I'm running a tiny little brewery with just a couple of people. Now we're just down to 1 employee, so we did have to lay off a couple of employees, even with getting some PPP money, and that didn't last very long. And we actually I just made my last loan payment on equipment this month, and
wow.
Except for the EIDL money that now I'm going to have to pay back. But so we've done well enough with some distribution, keg distribution. We had distribution with Stone, and we don't anymore. We didn't have any cans, so once we got the closure order, there were no kegs being sold.
Yeah,
that was a huge part of our business, and so I understand that. But we actually had the canning equipment already, and we were planning to roll it out to make us stronger, to grow the brand more and our production more in 2020. And even doing it just on this small scale was just a way for us to get started and to grow the brand, right?
Right.
Get some brands established, get into some of the markets, and we're in 20 markets in our county now. Just little Whole Foods markets or liquor stores or just other places that retail us. Even a couple of delis, for instance.
Yeah.
So we're not killing it, but we're off to a good start.
Awesome.
And then having a couple bottle shops in San Diego, I'm super proud to send beer back with. Do you really need my beer? You have so many breweries.
I mean, you and I talked yesterday. Like, I got a Society beer. Like, it's great, but your name is so synonymous with San Diego brewing. Even today, if I saw that on the show, when I go into the bottle shop next, obviously I'm going to grab that because it's exciting and it's kind of a homecoming and it's something new, it's something different, but it's also something familiar. So I think it's great that you've made it back down here.
Yeah, thanks, and obviously appreciate the vote of confidence in the bottle shops to bring us on down, and we were talking about the stout. So when I do the Silva Stout release, we'll probably send some down again for that, and
Sweet.
we'll hopefully we'll stay on the rotation for sending some cans down regularly. And once we get past closures and spread of COVID, maybe we can strike a deal with somebody to get back to sending kegs down.
Yeah. Well, I was like, you didn't mention Bottlecraft in North Park, so I'll have to, crack the whip on Gene to say, hey, man.
Yeah, I haven't heard back from everybody yet. It was this, I just reached out last week, so everybody's got to sort through their emails. And
yeah, I'm cutting a lot of people some slack right now during the holidays, which is fair.
With everything, probably most people are short-staffed, and
That too.
email isn't easy to keep up with. But anyway, so we're stoked to be able to send some beer down, and even our Rhinestone Red we sent.
There
I don't know if I you all the beers. So it was the Yakima Express Imperial, a nice, bright, crisp Imperial IPA. We got coming in at curbside, so he's got a 4-pack ordered of the Yakima.
Nice.
The Galaxy on Rye, the Laughing Pecker, which is West Coast IPA the way I've never made it. Actually, all 100% Pilsner malt and 100% Mosaic hop. So it's just as light in color as can be. We did use the Biofine to brighten it up, and so unfiltered but not hazy, and it's really showing the Mosaic, beautiful Mosaic, blueberry and Oro Blanco grapefruit, and so anyway, only 6%.
Hey.
So a 6% IPA, really fun drinker, right?
I love me a smash beer, so I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm heading out to Vine & Vine as soon as we're done here. I got to pick up some stuff.
Right.
But
Yeah.
hey,
So that's a nice modern beer for me to make. We were talking about IPAs and modernizing IPAs, and I guess I shouldn't say too much, but I know it's a great conversation about IPA and what's representative in San Diego.
And yeah, it's certainly across the board, but where can people, I hate to wrap it up. You are such a great guest. It's great to see you. Where can people keep up with everything that's happening at Silva Brewing?
So certainly Facebook and Instagram, Silva Brewing. Our website doesn't have as current of information. It's harder to keep up with that.
Yeah.
So we keep the current information on Facebook and Instagram. So follow us at Silva Brewing.
I'm certainly hoping to.
And then, for shopping, if anybody wants to shop full cases, for instance, we are shipping actually through GSO GLS.
Okay.
We're only charging, we're absorbing half the cost, so we're only charging $10 for shipping a case. And so you can go on silvabrewing.com, click on the shopping link, it'll take you to our Square store.
Well, thank you so much. I was supposed to come up for the Firestorm Walker Invitational, and I had a whole thing like planned, like coming and stopping by, and so anyway, 2021, fingers crossed. I certainly hope to make it up there soon, and we would love to get back down here in San Diego, but we'll take your beer in the meantime. That sounds good too.
Yeah, sadly, I think they've already canceled 2021 invitation.
One of these days, year.
It's a lot to plan, and you got travelers coming from out of the country as well, and so I can understand why it's hard to commit to that.
2022, I got eyes on it, no problem.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll see you in San Diego before that. I really miss San Diego, miss lots of peeps, the weather, and the scene. Oh my gosh, it's really quite different up here. It is emerging. You asked me, Central Coast and Liquid Gravity, and there does not exist, and Silva Brewing, along with Firestone and some other very small breweries. So when it's open, scoot on through the Central Coast and stop and see us.
Deal. It's a handshake.
All right.
Thanks for checking in with us. Great to chat with you. I hope you have a really happy holiday season.
Sure, Beth. Thanks for having me on. Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye.
Right. What a just delightful little hour we just had with so many great people doing so many great things, making moves, supporting each other, making good beer, just being fucking pleasant. I love that. I feel like this week has just been, it's just great. It was just great to talk to everybody this week. So we are going to be doing this next week. It will be the last one of 2020. So be sure to mark your calendars, write a Post-it note, make an alarm, whatever you need to do to remember to tune in at SD Brewers here on Instagram at 4 p.m. Pacific time next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the foreseeable future. Who knows? But if you'd like to be on a future episode, or you know somebody who would be great to have, please do message us here, or my personal handle is at The Delighted Bite on Instagram. We can get you in. But in the meantime, until next week, thank you so much for joining us. Black Lives Matter, drink independent local craft beer, wear your masks, and be cool to one another. Happy holidays. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. Cheers.